At 200 meters below the surface, the ocean changes forever. Sunlight weakens. Colors vanish. Red disappears first, then orange, then yellow. By 1,000 meters, light is gone. This is the midnight zone, a place where day never arrives, where the sun has no authority, where vision, as we know it, becomes useless. Pressure here is crushing. Temperatures hover just above freezing. Food is scarce. Energy is rationed. And yet, life thrives. Not gently, not quietly, but in forms so strange. They seem designed for another planet. To survive here, animals abandon the rules of the surface world. Muscle becomes jelly. Bones thin or disappear. Eyes grow enormous, or vanish completely. Every movement costs energy. Every mistake can be fatal. So evolution makes a trade. Speed for patience. Strength for efficiency. Beauty for survival. The midnight zone is not empty. It is crowded with specialists. Creatures that drift instead of swim. That wait instead of chase. That glow instead of hide. This is the largest habitat on Earth by volume. Larger than all forests combined. Larger than all deserts. And we know less about it than the surface of the moon. Because here, nothing lives the way it should. And the deeper we go, the stranger it becomes. On the surface, life runs on sunlight. Plants capture it. Animals eat the plants. Predators eat the animals. But in the midnight zone, that system collapses. No photosynthesis. No plants. No green. So where does the energy come from? From above. A slow, constant snowfall of death. Scientists call it marine snow. Tiny fragments of dead plankton. Waste. Mucus. Broken shells. To us, it seems insignificant. But down here, it is everything. Creatures drift for days to intercept a single falling particle. Some grow long, delicate arms to catch food without moving. Others open massive mouths to swallow anything, even things larger than themselves. Energy is so rare that nothing is wasted. Organs shrink. Brains simplify. Movements slow. Predators do not chase. They wait. Minutes. Hours. Sometimes days. When food finally appears, there is no second chance. This scarcity shapes behavior. Mating becomes rare. Some species fuse permanently, so they never have to search again. Others produce millions of eggs, hoping one survives. The midnight zone rewards patience and punishes excess. Life here is not about dominance. It is about endurance. And that pressure, constant, crushing, unrelenting, pushes evolution into extremes. Which is why, in the darkness, nature begins to glow. In a world without sunlight, light returns. From life itself, bioluminescence, cold light, efficient light, chemical light. More than 90% of animals here can produce it, not for beauty, for survival. Some use light as bait, a tiny glow in endless darkness. Others flash to confuse attackers, or release clouds of light to vanish into blackness. Some communicate silently, patterns only their species can read. But light is dangerous. To glow is to be seen. To be seen is to be hunted. So the light becomes precise, brief, directional, hidden beneath eyelids or organs. Some creatures match the faint glow from above, erasing their silhouette. When viewed from below, a perfect camouflage, made of light itself. Here, illumination is not truth. It is deception. Signals lie. Shapes mislead. Distances collapse. Eyes grow larger to catch single photons. Others abandon sight entirely and feel the water instead. Because in the midnight zone, seeing is optional, surviving is not. And as bodies adapt to darkness, they begin to change shape. Bones soften, flesh thins. The pressure allows no rigidity, which brings us to the bodies that should not exist. At 1,000 meters, pressure exceeds 100 times that of the surface. Any air-filled space would collapse instantly. So animals remove them. No lungs, no swim bladders, no hollow bones. Instead, water-filled tissues, gelatinous flesh, flexible frames. Some animals are almost transparent, not to hide, but because solid tissue is a liability. Muscles weaken, movement slow, speed is expensive, acceleration wastes energy. So bodies stretch, long tails, thin spines, enormous mouths, teeth curve inward, ensuring that once prey enters, it never escapes. Eyes, when present, can be larger than the brain. And yet, these creatures are fragile. bring them to the surface, and they disintegrate. Their bodies are tuned to pressure. Without it, they cannot exist. This environment does not forgive mistakes. It shapes life into extremes. And nowhere is that clearer than in how these animals reproduce. Because finding a partner in eternal darkness is one of the greatest challenges life has ever faced. In the midnight zone, individuals are scattered, distances are vast, encounters are rare. So evolution finds uncomfortable solutions. Some males are born small, weak, incomplete. Their only purpose is to find a female. When they do, they bite and never let go. Their bodies fuse. Circulatory systems merge. The male becomes an organ, a permanent source of sperm. No searching again. No risk of missing the chance. Other species rely on timing. They release eggs and sperm into the water on the same night, guided by internal clocks and subtle chemical cues. Most will fail, but a few will succeed. Because in this environment, reproduction is a gamble, and failure is common. Nothing here is efficient by surface standards. Nothing is abundant, but everything is optimized for the impossible conditions. Which raises a question. If life can adapt to this, what are the limits? And what happens when the midnight zone itself begins to change? For centuries, the midnight zone was unreachable, too deep, too dark, too hostile. Now, we are entering it. Submersibles, sensors, nets, and with them, noise, light, disturbance. Fishing lines stretch deeper than ever before. Mining interests study the seafloor below. Climate change alters surface productivity, changing the food that falls from above. The midnight zone responds slowly, but it responds. When food decreases, growth slows. When noise increases, communication breaks. These creatures evolved in near total silence. Sound travels farther here than light ever could. We are altering a habitat we do not understand, one that covers most of the planet. And because changes happen out of sight, they happen without witnesses, which makes the midnight zone not just strange, but vulnerable. This is not a fringe ecosystem. It is the core. The midnight zone stores carbon, regulates climate, supports surface life without ever being seen. Every breath we take is connected to processes happening here. And yet, we have explored less than a fraction of it. New species are discovered almost every dive. Some defy classification. Others rewrite what we thought biology could do. This zone is not hostile to life. It is simply indifferent. It does not reward intelligence, or strength, or beauty, only adaptation. And that makes it one of the most honest places on Earth. The midnight zone has existed for hundreds of millions of years, long before humans looked outward, long before we named the stars. It has been evolving in darkness, quietly solving problems we are only beginning to understand. Some of its creatures may hold answers to pressure resistance, longevity, energy efficiency. Others may disappear before we ever see them. We like to think the unknown lies far away, on distant planets, around other stars. But the strangest habitat on Earth is not above us. It is below, waiting, unmoving, unlit. And the deeper we explore it, the more it forces us to ask, how much of life have we yet to understand?